Great to have on the show, Theo.
Thank you.
What are we cooking then? Steak?
So we're doing a steak, a really delicious sirloin steak.
Yep.
And with it, we're going to make a sauce with some fresh chilli, some parsley, a little bit of garlic and sea salt and some vinegar. And then we're going to do a fritto misto of deep-fried, these little violet artichokes with radicchio and some Jerusalem artichokes.
OK, all right.
And we're going to make a batter. So you're
I'm going to make the batter with flour. This is 00 flour and warm water.
Pasta flour, warm water, a bit of olive oil, and then some, obviously, some
whipped egg white through it.
I'm going to get the steak on first. It's quite a big steak, so we'll go
throw that in there. Are you using sirloin steak for this one?
Sirloin steak.
Yep.
I think this is Aberdeen Angus. But it's nice. Keep a nice bit of fat on the steaks. It's very important when you cook meat to keep fat on, because where that fat is the flavour. Yeah. So put a bit of oil on there, and a little bit of rosemary to that, just onto the skin, because it's on the flesh, rather. And then that will just give it an extra bit of flavour. So, but very hot griddle pan, almost smoking the griddle pan. Put the rosemary on both sides.
That is, yeah.
It's on full onion. And let's put the steak on.
So you oil the meat and not... Yeah, that's it.
Oil the meat, not the pan. If you oil the pan, it's going to catch fire.
Yeah.
OK, so let's do some of these vegetables. So we're just going to put the artichokes, just peel the artichokes down. See, these are so small, they've got no choke in them. So you just take the outer leaves off and cut the top off, and you get this lovely, almost sweet artichoke.
There's a... I mean, this... Not people think, you know, lettuce and stuff like that.
Yeah.
The French sort of cook with it. Deep fat frying it's quite unusual.
Well, the thing is, when you cook it, it almost becomes quite sweet. And with the vinegar in there, when you add acidity to things like radicchio, it actually makes it sweeter and it gives a much nicer taste. But, you know, in Italy, they use radicchio in lots of things. Usually it's just grilled, part of like an antipasti. So just cut the artichoke into quarters.
In Birmingham, they use it as well. You use it, don't you?
Yeah, we call it a radicchio. Well, we don't put it in the fryer, though, Chef. I mean, we use it, but I always find it a little bit bitter. But as you said, by using the batter with the vinegar and stuff in it, you sort of break that up, which is nice.
So that's pretty much on the artichokes. There we go. Just cut that.
Now, a lot of people think there's a lot of waste on artichokes.
Not these
more
ones.
on the bigger ones.
When you have the bigger ones, you got to scoop out the choke. But look at that. There's, you know, there's actually nothing to take off on those. So we'll just get rid of that. And we
Often people get those in jars, but you can cook those with a little bit of olive oil, a bit of water in a pan, can't you?
Yeah, exactly, So, Jerusalem artichoke related to the sunflower, do you know that?
It is, I do know it, yeah. You know why?
No, why?
The size of the plant.
Ah.
The Jerusalem artichoke plant's up here. Is that there?
OK.
I know that because I lost my dog in a Jerusalem artichoke field once. All I could see was just the trees moving. But it's amazing because you get these little roots. These are actually a bit in the ground, whereas the globe artichokes grow above the ground. These little Jerusalem artichokes, they use the roots, don't
It's a very underrated vegetable. I mean, it really is delicious. Don't eat it raw, though. It doesn't agree with you.
No.
OK, so just some nice slices.
They're great for purees and soups, you can do that with.
Brilliant in soups, just some onion and braised down and delicious in soups. And then let's get our radicchio. So the outer leaves, you don't waste too much. I mean, you could use that for a salad, but just take some of the outer leaves off, because you want just the heart, really. Take that off.
Now, with this dress, do you want a bit of salt in there as well, or not?
No, you don't need salt in there.
No
we're going to need some crushed garlic for the sauce, and plenty of salt in that.
So we've got the egg white. I'm just going to fold that.
Now, that's really good. If you just cut it like that, and then just pull it up like that, you get these much closer pieces of radicchio heart. So I'm just going to cut those into sort of 2 centimetre slices.
You want to put that in there?
Pop that in there. Goes in. A few sage leaves.
Enough?
That's perfect.
There you go.
OK, that steak's all nice on one side. Look at that.
Yeah.
That smells good enough. OK, so what we're going to do is just going to get some nice, very hot oil, about 180 degrees centigrade.
Yeah.
And then just mix the batter. If you put too much batter, it becomes all sort of cloggy and not so nice. You just want it just lightly covered. And then just put things in one by one, artichokes, radicchio and sage.
So you're not deep frying it like fish, really? You're basically just lightly coating it?
Very lightly coating. Because think about, you know, these sort of things. If there's too much batter, it's just not very nice. Right. And it actually goes soggy as well. You want a nice crisp vegetable.
Okay. And with that batter, Theo, you don't need to flour it.
Don't need to flour it because you've got the egg white in there, so it'll sort of seal it.
OK.
There you go. So
Just about half a clove of garlic in that, not too much. And then if you crush that with some salt, some nice coarse sea salt.
Yep.
And then I'm going to do the chilli.
Well, this is to go on top of the steak,
This is to go on top of the steak. So you've got this sort of nice acidity of the of the vinegar, which we're going to add to it. So we're going to add some red wine vinegar. And just take out the seeds of this chilli. This chilli smells really hot. OK, and then we're just going to cut the chilli into nice little pieces.
Yep.
Hopefully those seeds.
It's like a little sort of salsa to go on the top.
A little salsa, yeah.
Yeah.
I started this in a place called Panzano, where in Tuscany, and had this amazing beefsteak Fiorentina, you know, the big steak with the fillet and the sirloin.
Yeah.
And they served it with this plate of deep-fried artichokes. And it's sort of stuck with me ever since.
With a good steak, would you say the rarer the better, cooking-wise?
Depends what cut it is. I mean, something like fillet, I'd rather eat fillet raw, like carpaccio. Right. It's not like sirloin. You keep all the fat on it and cook it so it's really crispy on one side. Let it rest, and it's just delicious. OK, a bit of chopped parsley. Do you want to chop parsley?
Yeah. OK.
I'll put the vinegar in there.
So where have you been on your travels to get a tan like that, then?
I've been to Antigua.
Antigua?
Antigua.
Is that the name of the tanning shop?
That's the name of the bottle.
That's the name of the bottle.
Antigua Limited.
Antigua in Birmingham.
Yes.
OK, just check our fritto misto. What you've got to be careful is you put too much in there, it's going to stick together. Yeah. So, very important you sort of mix it around.
OK, don't forget that Today studio recipes, including this one from Theo, on our website. Go to bbc.co.uk/Saturday Kitchen. You can find dishes from our previous shows at bbc.co.uk/recipes. Right, there you go. You've just put a bit of vinegar in here, have you?
A bit of vinegar in there, and then a bit of olive oil.
Right. Put some olive oil in there.
And let's just taste that.
Yeah.
See what it tastes like.
Bit of salt.
A mix.
Bit of seasoning.
Looks pretty good.
Good to me.
Smells lovely.
Delicious. Pretty good. Okay.
And these, what about literally 2 or 3 minutes in the fryer? Not a lot.
2 or 3 minutes.
Really.
Get a little bit of light colour, not too much colour.
They're ready now.
They're ready now. Take those out. Put the steak off.
Do you want a bit of salt on there or not?
Yeah, put a bit of salt on.
Yeah. That off.
And then just get
They're great, those griddle pans. If you can get one of those from a cookware shop, they're quite handy. They're brilliant for fish and anything out there. But the secret is, like you say, oil the meat, not the...
Yeah. So I'd left the fat on. I'm just going to let that seal on one side, just a little bit round that side. And then that should do it. I'm just going to cut nice, thin slices. And on top of that, we're going to add our sauce. Lovely bit of meat, this. So pop that on the plate.
There you go. Now, you could do this, I cooked rump steak a couple of weeks back. You can do the same thing with this as well. But...
Rump would be delicious.
Yeah.
So radicchio, Jerusalem artichokes, all lovely and crisp.
I'll get a spoon for you.
Violet artichokes. And then add some of that beautiful sauce you've just made. On top. And there you have my grilled beef sirloin with a fritto misto of globe artichokes, radicchio and sage.
That looks like proper grub to me, Theo. Yeah. There you go. Dive into this. It just keeps coming and coming and coming. There you go. Dive in. You won't be able to move.
I know, that's the thing.
Yeah. But, I mean, you can do this with... I mean, great with chicken, that would be nice with if you didn't want to use steak.
You can marinate the chicken and grill it. Yeah, delicious. Or even lamb. You do the lamb.
It's amazing.
But the secret is to keep it... I mean, the most important thing is don't overcook the meat. I think that's the key thing.
Don't overcook the meat and let the meat rest a bit. If you let it rest in it, so you get
on one of those
residual heat, yeah. But also season the meat as well. Yeah. Season it well, because then the flavour goes
show leaves. Happy with that? Well, all those guys are all full. Right, let's go back to Top Nest to see what... Guys?
That's lovely.
That's
really nice.
You think?
The chili's perfect. The wine goes with it. Yeah. He just needs to do another 3 plates.